Science of Training, Lesson 4, Proper Lifting Technique and Posture, the importance of proper body mechanics. Okay, now we're going to talk about something that's very important as far as preventing injury and getting the most out of your workouts. Most people don't see the progress that they want to see when they exercise because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know and understand how to squeeze muscle, the angles that their body should be in, where to push from, even the way to think about how they're pushing, how they're breathing, how they're exhaling and inhaling, when they're exhaling and inhaling. There's so many things that go into lifting, and most people don't know any of it. So they do make progress, but they don't realize that the progress they're making is so much less than what it would be if they were doing things properly. So in this lesson, I'm gonna get into it big time and kind of get as deep as I can without confusing you on things that is going to make your workout and your ability to progress and stay injury free. Lift with your legs. If you notice here, she's using those legs and she's really driving her feet through the floor, keeping her posture perfect. Her chest is up, her shoulders are back, and she's using her legs through most of that motion, then squeezing and holding at the top. It is super important to use your legs because number one, if you don't, your back will take the strain and your back cannot handle heavy weight or even sometimes lightweight. Just bending over, you can throw your back out. Sneezing, you can throw your back out. So you protect your back when you use your legs, but also your legs have the most blood in them, so you get to really get your heart rate up. So it's more of a cardiovascular workout. The way I train and the way I want you to train is using your legs, getting your entire body in the movement. It burns calories more efficiently and you get the job done a lot faster. Instead of taking 6 months to get in shape, you'll get in shape in, let's say, 5 months just by adding your legs to the workout. Chest up, shoulders back, abs tight. If you notice, she's keeping her chest up even when she leans down. Her shoulders are back, and then she's driving. You can see her abs the entire time flexed. What this does is it protects you from back injury and it keeps everything in alignment. Okay. And the minute you can't keep your shoulders back when you pull, the minute you can't keep your chest up or you can't control your abs, the set is over. Okay. This is something that a lot of people do incorrectly when they're training. Okay. You will injure yourself if you lift without paying attention to your form and where your body is. So remember, chest up, shoulders back, abs tight. Say this to yourself every single rep. Okay, I'm always saying this to my clients, not every rep, obviously, but throughout their set, I'm always reminding them chest up, shoulders back, abs tight. Because you will forget. I've been doing this for 40 years, and sometimes I forget. In the middle of a set, I'll remind myself, wait a minute, you're supposed to be keeping your chest up, your shoulders back, and your abs tight. The anatomical position. This is just how the body should stand. And this is the position that you should be in and should think about when you're exercising, when you're doing curls, when you're doing tricep extensions, even when you're lying on the bench, you should be thinking about your shoulders being back, your chest being up. Okay, I'm always reminding my clients anatomical position. And what that means is standing upright, heads and eyes are directed straight ahead, upper limbs are at the sides, upper limb slightly away from the trunk. The trunk is your upper body, away from your body a little bit. Palms facing forward, thumbs pointing away from the body. Lower limbs are going to be parallel, and your feet are going to be on the ground facing forward. This is the normal position. Now, you'll see sometimes when you stand, some people are hunching at the shoulders. They have decorticate, upper cross syndrome. Their stomach will be poking out, or their back will be, bent over, or their knees will be out. But this is the position that you want to work at getting better at. Okay. So if your legs are bowing out, that's usually a sign of weakness on in the inner legs. So you want to strengthen your inner legs, your inner thighs, which will pull your knees closer together. If your knees are buckling in, same thing, the outside is weaker. So you want to strengthen. So this is how you train. You got to look at a person's body and you have to understand, okay, these are the weaknesses because those weaknesses cause injury. Okay, muscle weaknesses cause injury. So an anatomical position is something that I use when I'm training you and I'm looking at your body and I'm saying, okay, what do I need to fix here? So this is something that you can look at on yourself and say, okay, what area is weak? Okay, if my knees are buckling in, it's the outside that weak. That's weak. If my knees are bowing out, it's the inside. And if I'm leaning, hunching over forward, my back is weak. I need to strengthen my back. If I'm leaning back and my shoulders are way back and my chest is too out, then my chest is weak. I need to strengthen my chest. Posture, again, very important. Okay, that's what we've been discussing so far. But if you notice in this picture here, he's trying to keep his back flat so that when he rows, that's a one arm row. He's rowing with the left arm. The right arm is for stability. The right knee is on the bench, and his left leg is on the floor like a tripod. And once that's steady, his head is down. His head should be up. His chin should be up. Not very far, but up a little bit. His neck is bent down a little too far. But, I don't want to get into that. But anyway, if you could see his right hand would probably be in the mid of his back. So you have that natural sway to the back. If your head is up, you create that natural sway. Not all the way leaning back, but just straight. His head is leaning forward just a little bit, but not too much. So when you do any movement, you always want to have posture, even in stuff like this. This is correct posture. He should also be pulling his navel to his spine. When I say abs tight, that's one of the keys. Just think of pulling your navel to your spine, and when you pull with that arm like he's pulling, he wants to roll his shoulder back as high as it can go behind him, and that's as high as he wants to go. He doesn't want to keep his elbow going past where it's going right now, because now you'll start to twist your body. He doesn't want to twist his body. He wants to keep it level. Now we're going to discuss something that's a little deep, but I just want you to just understand it, hear it just a little bit, and you'll understand why some of the exercises that you do are exercises and why they're being done. Okay, this is the sagittal plane. Okay, there's three planes in which the body moves in. Okay, this is the sagittal plane. The sagittal plane basically means you're moving kind of north to south, up and down. Bench press, the weights are going straight up and down. Squats, straight up and down. Pull down, straight up and down. Basically, from north to south. Okay, that's the sagittal plane. So when you do squats, when you do deadlifts, when you do pull downs, as I'm showing here, that is the sagittal plane. And I'm going to show you a video coming up right next of one of my clients doing deadlifts. Now we're going to talk about the transverse plane, okay? The transverse plane is basically trunk rotation, okay? So it could be either with your legs crossing over or your torso, like this young lady in this picture. She's rotating her shoulders to the right, going over her right leg with her left leg staying back. Okay, this is going to work your trunk. This is trunk rotation. So anything that's a twisting movement where your ankles are at, basically an angle and your elbows are at an angle. And when they say arm, they mean elbow. Okay, so this is the transverse plane, and I will show you an exercise. I think I have a video of someone doing a transverse plane exercise. I got to look for it. And last but not least is the frontal plane. Okay, frontal plane is a vertical plane running side to side, divides the body into front and back, posterior and anterior. Examples of a frontal plane exercises are the exercise that you move side to side, like lateral lunges, lateral shoulder raises where your arms are going out to the side like a crucifix, suitcase carry as if you were carrying two suitcases, and the lateral shuffle is when you go put your feet out to the sides and you shuffle left and you shuffle right. Okay, this is called the frontal plane. So all the exercises that you've seen and all the exercises that you do are based off of these three planes that the body naturally moves in.